Hi, my name is Natalie, and I have been practicing and teaching tantric meditations and healing for the past 10 years, and I do sessions with people who want to understand the emotional blockages that are underneath the physical blockages. A lot of the time it's around issues to do with sex, but in life in general. And I was so surprised by the amount of views I got from the anus video. I wasn't sure how people would take it. I know a lot of men can be resistant to that kind of topic and it can freak them out. But I also know from what I've seen on YouTube that a lot of men are interested in prostate health and, they are looking to take care of them in that area of the body too. So that made me very happy. And I decided that today I would do a practice with you that is called breathing to the anus. So the anus in Tantra is the first chakra, and it's at the base of the spine. And then you have 7 chakras all the way up to the 7th, which is the crown. But the first one is the anus, or the butthole, or the rectum, or we can just call it the first chakra. And it includes all of the muscles in this area of the body. And it's an area that is very much neglected, but like we understand, it is an area that we need to take care of, especially for men, but not only. So breathing to the anus is a very basic practice that we teach in tantric meditations and practices. First of all, to strengthen the muscles in the area there. So I'm going to break the exercise down to a few different parts, because the first part we want to actually strengthen the muscles in that area of the body and we want to be familiar with them. Then the second stage would be to actively breathe with opening and clenching of the anus. And then the third part would be how to use all of this in our sexual interactions. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. The first part is the muscles in the area. I want to say I'm not a doctor, I don't give medical advice, and I'm not an expert in muscles or anything like that, but I'm talking about, these things after years of experience and practicing these things and practicing it with other people and then practicing at home and telling me how it was. So take it or don't. This is something that we teach in yoga. This is from the world of yoga. Tantra does belong to the world of yoga. And it's something that I do think the Western world supports. So pregnant women do Kegels, which is clench and release in their vagina, so that they can strengthen the muscles, feel the area more, and then when they have to push out during birth, it's easier for them to do. So this is something that is taught to pregnant women, but I think everyone should learn it. And I think that in PE or sport classes, they should have taught us, first of all, how to move and use our body in the correct way. So the first part would be practicing clenching and releasing. The releasing part is very difficult to understand because you are probably always in a state of a clench, of clenching that area. So in order for us to start practicing and strengthening the muscles, we want to understand the difference between when the anus is clenched and when it's released. And in order for us to do that, we need to, first of all, and you can do it with me now, clench that area really, really, really tight. And clenching means, it's the same thing that we would do if we were holding in to go to the bathroom. If there's nowhere near, but we really have to go, all of those muscles are activated. So we want to clench really, really hard and then let go. Clench and then let go. And then clench and let go. And we can do it really slowly. So we can clench really, really slowly, hold for a second, and then release really, really slowly. But the first exercise that is usually easiest for most people is the clench, release, because that's going to help strengthen the muscles in the area. And once the muscles are stronger, we can use them in different ways instead of it always being in this clenched position. So we want to, first of all, strengthen the muscles, connect to that area of our body. A lot of the times people think they're clenching and releasing and they're not. So another thing you can add is just placing a finger over the entrance of the anus and trying to clench and release and to see if you can feel any movement there. And if you don't worry, that makes sense because you're just starting. do the exercises for a week or two and then check it again, and you'll see that you probably feel a lot more. But we have to do these daily, and we can do 10 at a time, we can do 100 at a time, we can do it in the morning, evening, or afternoon. We can do it at work, we can do it when we're driving, we can do it when we're watching TV. We don't have to prepare anything special. No one needs to know that we're doing it. We're just clench, release, clench, release. We can do it wherever you are. The point is to pay more attention to that area of the body, to activate it in a new way, to strengthen the muscles and to connect so that I know when I'm clenching and when I'm releasing. The second part would be to start doing it with specific breath technique. And I'm going to teach it now, and you can start practicing at home, and then tell me how it was in the comments, and if you have any questions, and I'll keep on talking about this subject so that we can practice it together and actually see results, because I know a lot of people talk about these things, but if you don't actually like bring it down to earth and do the work and do the exercises, nothing is really going to change. And I'm all for change, because you know, if the situation as it was amazing, we wouldn't even be looking at this video. So we want to change for the better. We want to improve, want to increase. So we want to do this on a daily basis. For you serious people out there, if you're going to do this on a daily basis, let me know in the comments and we'll do this together. So the first thing is clench, release as many times as you can a day, but maybe set times. Like I'll do it once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening. 20, 30, 50 clenches each time. Amazing. Do that for a week or two. Feel comfortable with the exercise. The next stage would be to add the breath work. And what I'm going to tell you now, what I'm going to say is a bit counterintuitive, so it's going to sound weird at first, but this is the exercise we want to do at home. When we breathe in, we let go completely. When we breathe out, we clench. So we're like sending the energy back down, and we're clenching, and then we stay with it clenched. And then when we breathe in, we're letting go, and all the energy is going to bounce up. And then out and clench. Don't worry if you don't get it the first time. It's very strange. It's the opposite of how we usually do things and usually use our body and breathe. I know it's new, it's different. Try it, see how it goes, and I'll make a longer video on that specific exercise very soon. The last part that I wanted to talk about is, okay, how do I take all these things and actually use them in sex? So when you're masturbating by yourself and you've reached that 40% of pleasure, I talked about it in a previous video, just when you reach the 40% as an exercise, just lay back and let go and do shavasana and let all the energy spread in your body. Before you do that, you can add the in, relax, out, clench with the sexual energy in your body. It can be very confusing at first. Don't worry. Again, these are new things that we're learning how to do, so it's okay. But you can start by doing the breaths with the clench and release while you're masturbating. If you need to take a pause and do it, then do it that way. If you can do it while you're masturbating, do it that way, and see what it does to your sexual energy, because what it is meant to do is it will start moving the sexual energy in the inside our body in like a microcosmos circle inside of our body. Mantak Chia does talk about this a lot. He doesn't really give specific exercises, but he does talk about it, and he's amazing. So you should go watch him if this is interesting to you. But what happens is when we breathe, and we can imagine there's like a ball of energy inside of our anus. When we breathe in, the ball of energy goes up from the back, goes up our body. And then when we breathe out, we clench, and we're sending it back down. And then back down. And you want to practice this for a while without sexual energy, because it's going to be easier. If you start at the hardest exercise and don't get it, you might not keep on trying. And this is a process, and we need to take it slowly. And there's no pressure, and there's no, we have all the time in the world. Everything is okay. One of the major issues in sex is that we hurry and we do everything really quickly, like we do it in life. But sex, energy, meditation, it's all about slowing the pace down and doing it properly and thoroughly and actually doing it instead of thinking about doing it or talking about doing it. So everything's okay. We can each take it in our own pace. I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm still learning how to do it over and over again. So there's no worry. And just by starting these exercises or just by watching this video, you've already done the first step towards feeling better and being more connected to your sexuality. So well done for being here. I'll add one last thing about the sexual energy. You can also do these breathing in, breathing out, clenching when you're having sex with your partner. And if she does it at the same time, then something else is going to happen with the energies between you, because it does actually physically activate life force energy. And people have these like Kundalini awakenings or shaking, or have all these like very intense spiritual, emotional experiences when they start working with the sexual energy in this way. So that's a lot of things I talked about in one video. I will talk about these things more in the future. Please let me know which ones or what things that I talked about today were most interesting for you. And I will give more exercises and talk about them. And yeah, good luck with your exercise. And thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear from you in the comments. And let me know if you're going to start exercising and doing these daily. And we're going to strengthen each other in in the practice, because sometimes we need a bit of support in order to actually like do it every day. I know it's hard. I also do private sessions online. I do more of the like emotional work, and I talk to people who do the exercises, and they tell me what happened, and then we go through the process together. And I also help with the emotional work and blockages. So if you want any information, the links are down below. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I do upload these quite a lot, and I love doing it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.